What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another Game of Thrones The Card Game 2nd edition video for you from our monthly game night kit at 401 Games in downtown Toronto. Brought to you by these awesome people who back the channel at patreon.com. We got Tom playing Martell, House of the Red Door, Green Blood versus Kevin running Greyjoy Reigns. We got Tom on the left, Kevin on the right. And it looks like we have a Desert Scavenger set up on the Martell side. Looks like a Dornish Fiefdoms. I think it's a Water Garden beside it. And of course we see Green Blood down there on the agenda. On the other side we have a Lordsport Shipwright, an Iron Islands Fishmonger, the Reader, 2 Iron Fleet Scouts, and a Sea Tower. What a setup on the Greyjoy side of things. Oh boy, 6 cards. Wow. That's those Iron Fleet Scouts going to work for you there at 0 cost, non-limited locations. They just help fill out that board, help you draw in more cards. Great setups all around. And seeing that Lordsport Shipwright out there, right off the bat, it's going to be trouble for these Greyjoy locations, I'm sure.
Y'all can go. Okay.
So it looks like time of plenty into late summer feast. Greyjoy player chose the Martell player to go first. It's going to mess with his econ location, of course, the Dornish Fiefdoms. But it does let him get that gold first before the Lordsport Shipwright would have knelt down that Dornish Fiefdoms. And we got a great haul. So a Martell deck running larger uniques is what that tells me. And we have the Great Hall Knelt using the Lordsport Shipwright, of course. Maybe a bigger hit than kneeling at Dornish Fiefdoms in this scenario.
Did you watch the start doing Nado's theme on the accordion?
No.
You should definitely watch it. 10. 10 plus 0 from Water Garden.
So store championships are starting up in the area. Actually down in Rochester, going to drive a couple hours to go play in a store championship. They have one in February, one in March down there at 2 different stores, and then a couple in the Toronto/Hamilton, Ontario area actually just got scheduled out of nowhere. There was some goof up, I guess, with distribution in Canada trying to get store champ kits, and a lot of stores, I think, just didn't think they were getting them and then got them last minute. So some game night kit weekend tournaments have now been rescheduled, or not rescheduled, but just renamed into store championships now that they have prize kits for them. So should have more videos coming up for you guys from store championships in the area. Sorry, it's been a little dry on the throne scene over the last couple months around here. All right, so we got the Red Viper duped up now. And it looks like over to the Greyjoy player, Kevin, for his marshalling now.
Kind of want to throw the game on purpose just so you can have a showdown. But it's out of my hands.
So the original core set Red Vipers on the board. This is obviously a Doran Martell, buffing the strength of the lords and ladies in Martell, trying to win big challenges. Set off Doran's games, trying to get power that way. Renown, using Red Viper's fake Renown ability there. Let's see if Tom can pull that together here. But already he has Greyjoy messing with his marshalling plans, of course, kneeling that Great Hall.
I wasn't able to.
But 2 gold saved on the Martell side, so we could see some tricks still to come.
I just didn't have the choice.
Kevin's trying to figure out his plan of action here. He's knelt the Sea Tower, then unknelt the Sea Tower. Counting his gold here. And we got King Balon with a dupe. So Kevin said, I'll see your duped 7-coster with my own duped 7-coster. Of course, no king across the board at this point. I don't think we'll see a king in Martell that'll stop Balon from kneeling at all. And another Lordsport Shipwright.
Intrigue. There's 2 summers.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you when you just pointed over there, I thought you were pointing at your gold. I was like, Red Viper.
So Tom just pointed out there are 2 summer plots revealed right now, so the green blood is buffing the Red Viper by 2. So it's an intrigue for 9 here. And at this point, Kevin could decide not to defend with anybody, and he'll have enough intrigue to come back and possibly win his own intrigue and trigger Reigns.
Yep.
We have a Tears on King Balon. So that explains why Tom was going in on that intrigue. Instead of playing defensively, trying to shut off the Reigns trigger, he instead decides to go a little offensive here. Gets power on the Red Viper from his ability. And we'll see a dupe go away on Balon, so maybe we're going to see an early Valor here played by the Martell player. And he grabs a save on the intrigue claim. That's going to help with that offensive Valor that may be coming here.
Oh, yeah. That's 1, 2. Go ahead.
So the Martell player passes over to the Greyjoy player with 2 power gained so far. I'm sure we'll see Balon come in on the usual military attack first. Not kneeling to attack. Or maybe we'll see the intrigue challenge first. And trying to hit the hand of the Martell player, trying to get rid of that junk, you know, those his Viper's eyes. That would normally screw up your plans when you come in on that military challenge first, like I just said. I know better not to do that against Greyjoy. So an unopposed intrigue. We have a Nelt warship there raiding the Bay of Ice to send the green blood to the top of the deck. And then the reader triggers his ability to send 3 cards to the discard pile. And there goes the House of the Red Door location that was chosen by the Martell player in the discard pile, just like that. So Kevin's decided no fun for Tom here. And Nymeria gets grabbed on the intrigue claim. Now we have a military coming in with Balon.
No, I didn't. No, he was only 4. I used that for range.
So no care for the range trigger this turn is what Kevin's decided there. Not using the other Iron Fleet Scout at all. Or the Lord Sport ship, right?
Unopposed play.
And we have the unopposed military here with Balon, taking away a dupe off the Red Viper. Interesting. So maybe no Valor here turn 2 like I thought. He also doesn't want to get marched to the wall, I'm sure. So he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. So he takes the dupe off of the Red Viper. And a power challenge with Balon, blocking the unopposed with the Desert Scavenger.
Give me action. I'll take German. I have 5 cards remaining. Yeah, why bother? No, keep it face up. So if anybody tunes in, sorry.
Kevin not letting Tom turn over his agenda and embarrassment. He has to live with that face up staring at him after he loses his location.
It's got a green blood in it.
It does, I noticed that.
So we saw the dupe used to save Balon there from the poison token
Yeah.
that was placed on from the Tears of Lys.
Thank you.
And we got Counting Coppers on the Greyjoy side.
That's a little.
On the other side, we have Time of Plenty.
Okay.
I'll draw 3.
I will also draw 3.
Then I'll draw 3 after that.
Aww.
So the Greyjoy player loads up on the cards here. And the Martell player is forced to go first again. And we have the Grey Hall Nelt right away. Now the Greyjoy player is debating on Lore Sport Ship right. He's going to kneel the Dornish Fiefdoms. think we see a Doran's game already in the hand of the Martell player. A little early. He wants to see that later, I'm sure.
Rob, are you cheating in a game night yet?
And there is 7-cost Arion Martell. But without green blood giving her the strength buff, she's not as powerful yet.
Sure wish she was strong.
As you hear Tom just say, he wishes she was stronger. And there's a dupe for her. So over to the Greyjoys for marshalling. 2 gold saved, looks like there for the Martell player. Only 2 gold to collect there for the Greyjoy players. He's got a sea tower and an Iron Islands fishmonger to help him out. See if he can marshal another econ location here. And we have a milk on Arion. And there's another sea tower. Used to get an Iron Mines in play. And an appointed on King Balon, so now he has all 3 icons. And the Water Gardens gets knelt by the other Lord's Port ship right before we leave marshalling. And a military challenge here with the Red Viper, 7 strength. And no defenders declared. So the Red Viper will gain a power off his reaction. And claim is the Lord's Port shipwright. Over to the Greyjoy player Kevin for his challenges now. And we go with the military poke here with Balon, not kneeling to attack. 5 strength. We see 2 Iron Fleet scouts down there. Can each give a +1 buff. And that'll go unopposed. Claim, renown. And a dupe of Arion goes to the discard pile for the save.
Oh, sorry.
You're going to get another unopposed.
Just no rush. Well, unless I wanted to trigger rain.
On military?
What? No. Like, then they would have to be unique things in different challenges.
Right.
So now an intrigue challenge of 5 strength with Balon. So it looks like Arion's going to block 5 to 5. And a secret scheme's grabbed on the intrigue claim. And a renown for Balon. Looks like he's got 4 power on him now. And a power challenge with the reader, unopposed. going to draw a card using the reader's ability there. Looks like the Greyjoy player is at 11 power. Martell player sitting at 3.
I have 4.
Trade routes into trade routes. They're getting 8 gold each off the locations in play, plus 2 gold for their plots. And it sounds like the Martell player has chosen himself to go first here. So a Great Hall Nelf for the first action. Are we going to see the Lordsport Shipwright used here on the Dornish Fiefdoms? I would think you do it.
Yeah, go ahead. Pass
And no, he's not going to. He's going to let the Martell player go ahead. And there's Doran Martell. And we have Ricasso. And he gets a couple gold on him. And Water Gardens goes down. And we got a Secret Schemes, kneeling the house card. Drawing, I think, 4 cards there. Yep, 4 cards with Ricasso's little 2 gold bump. And 2 gold saved. Over to the Greyjoy player for his marshalling.
Seven.
So another dupe for King Balon. We got a Rose Road Marshal down there along the bottom row.
I'm trying to reject you and...
It's got a green blood in it.
It really does.
Kevin asking to see the green, the discard pile, and Tom reminding him there's a green blood in there. A little bit of salt, just a little bit of salt. Oh man. So 2 sea towers now here. And there's Euron with a dupe.
Did you steal my green blood?
Well, I don't think you play another one, so I'm not too worried about it getting replayed.
And we got Maester Windermere, a little bit of stealth on the board. And I think 3 gold saved here on the Greyjoy side. Over to the Martell player for his challenges. All in on an intrigue challenge here.
7, 19,
4, 9,
27. 27.
16, 17, 18, 19. Plus. Right?
Yeah, 27.
So 27 is what they're counting here with the Doran buff on the two lords, or the lord and lady there. Of 4 with Ricasso adding 2 to the use pile of plots there for Doran's ability.
Does not seem that way.
So it looks like he's trying to get a mix of Red Viper's ability here, a Doran's game.
27%? Yeah.
But across the board we have the Reader. Balon with an intrigue icon, do that pointed. And Euron. Plus the Iron Fleet Scouts there to give a 2 strength buff. So he's got to math it out here. Kevin's, I'm assuming, going to count. I don't think the Martell player can get there. I could be wrong. He's only a 3 power. So Red Viper's ability,
None of these guys are afraid.
it's not going to be unopposed, but
You don't have enough gold anyways.
That's what the water gardens are for.
That's what the water guards would be for in theory.
Okay.
so the Reader is going to block for 4. And Doran's game is going to generate him 4 power, since he has 4 in the use pile.
Sure.
And then we have 4 on the Red Viper for his each 5 he wins by. And he's up to 11 now on the Martell side. And grabs another save. We got an insight draw off Doran. And that's going to be it for the Martell player. His whole board knelt out. Greyjoy player 4 power away from winning.
Now I can pretend it was a close game.
I think he's going to be able to close it out right here.
It definitely looks like a close
Yeah.
game.
Unopposed military coming in with Balon. Looks like the Reader is going to draw a card most likely. Oh. He's debating a buff here, I think. Oh, Raiding Bay of Ice, sorry, Warship Neil.
I'll mill you for 3.
So he pops the Water Gardens and then does a mill of 3 using the Reader's ability.
Viper eyes.
And now we have his Viper's Eyes.
Technically, you would know that for
A little out of order. He would have been able to grab that Raiding Bay of Ice. So he gets rid of Tristan.
Raiders and Raiders
Mr. Botley.
unopposed. Flame.
So unopposed, Renown on Balon. Claim was the Desert Scavenger. Intrigue with Euron. Unopposed, and that's going to be it. Thanks for playing on camera, guys. That was entertaining. A little too bad for the Martell player on the start there. But we got more Thrones to come on the channel. And also, if you guys want to watch us play through our campaign of the #1 board game of all time right now on BoardGameGeek.com, we're playing through Gloomhaven. So go check that out in our playlist at Rob's Gaming Table on YouTube if you want to follow along. Either way, thanks a lot for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.